And welcome back. It's Cameras with Chris, and joining me today, a person I've never met before. Sir, what was your name?
Jordan Drake. Why are we in a kitchen?
It's the only set that we had available. So today, Jordan Drake, I want to talk about something very exciting, and I think it's going to be perfect for you because I see you've got a Nikon Z9 there in your hands.
I do. I've been using this camera a lot, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a great product, but don't you wish, Jordan, there were things that could be better about it, that you could improve?
I mean, it's really well-rounded. I think.
No, but I mean, if you dig real deep, though, aren't there things that just, you wish were better, faster?
No, I like knew what I was getting when I bought it, and it was going to fill all my needs.
You're ruining it. Just stick to the script.
The limitations of the Nikon Z9 have been keeping me up all night, every night.
Oh, I think me and the viewers at home know exactly what you mean. But luckily today, I'm going to show you an amazing product that's going to be perfect for you.
I can't wait.
Stay tuned. Okay, now is everybody ready to see this brand new product? Let me introduce you to the brand new Nikon Z9 firmware version 2.0. Yes, okay, now I know you're all very excited, but there's a lot to talk about here about this amazing new product. Now, we're all familiar with that old mangy firmware 1.0, but this is 2.0, and if you do the math, that is twice as much better, double your fun. It is 2 times as much firmware as the previous version. Now, I was gonna ask how you're feeling, but from your facial expression, I can tell you're incredibly excited about this new product.
What does it do?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Jordan. We're going to talk about the photographic benefits first, and I can tell by your incredibly slow reaction time that you probably miss a lot of shots, don't you? But this first feature is incredible for you. So, the Nikon Z9 firmware 2.0 now gives you a pre-release function. Now this means that you can half press the shutter and the camera will start buffering. When you see the moment you want to capture, you just commit with one easy full press and you can record up to a second of time before you press the shutter and up to 4 seconds after. Now you can do this at 30 frames per second at full resolution, or you can even push it to a blistering 120 frames per second.
Wow, what resolution?
Don't worry about it.
Using pre-release burst is limited to JPEG only. The Z9 shoots 45 megapixels at 30 frames per second, but only 11 megapixels at 120 frames per second.
Well, that would actually be a really useful feature. Are
Yes,
there
it
any
would.
other exciting features for photographers on the new Z9 firmware?
You know, I'm glad you're asking such wonderful and unscripted questions here, Jordan. Have you ever wanted to autofocus and compose your own autofocus areas? You know, just let your artistic talents go wild to your heart's content.
I do 3D tracking and you just put the box on the subject.
Oh, what a joyless amateur response to that question. Let me put it this way, Jordan. You could now design your own horizontal line of autofocusing points that slices, your own vertical line that dices. You could do any sort of autofocusing composition you want.
I mean, that could maybe be useful in some situations. Are there any other features that I should be excited about, Chris?
I just want to bring the show down to a more serious note here for a second because we need to address a grave injustice.
Oh, no.
Yeah. There's a lot of really judgmental reviewers out there, talentless hacks, very ignorant, that talked poorly about the Nikon Z9's refresh rate on the EVF of only being 60 frames per second.
You did that a lot in your...
Shut up, quiet now, be still. And what if I told you that some very talented Nikon engineers found a way through the miracle of firmware to actually raise that 60 frame per second rate and twice it, double it, yes, make it 2 times more better with 120 frame per second.
That would be a huge, incredible accomplishment. I've never heard of somebody upping a refresh rate through firmware before. That'd be a really big deal.
It is a big deal, and you know what? They did it.
What?
Yes, they did it. Now, viewers at home, I know what you're thinking. Chris, there has to be a catch. This is too good to be true. The resolution's gonna drop, or we're gonna lose frame rate when we're shooting continuously or autofocusing. And I'm happy to say that our expert panel have tested this extensively, and with these expert eyes, we really haven't seen any drawbacks. Yes, it is true. It really is that incredible and amazing.
Using an EVF refresh rate of 120 frames per second will have a negative impact on battery life.
Wow, that's a lot. Are there any other exciting features that photographers could look forward to in this version 2.0 firmware, Chris?
You sure bet there are. There's tons, but we just don't have the time to talk about it. I know, but you can find an extensive list of all of the improvements on this firmware 2.0 at the wonderful website, DPReview.com.
I love that website.
Me too.
Hey, I was really excited about the 120 frame per second refresh rate. There's no way that would work in video mode, would it?
You know, Jordan, what if I were to tell you that it does?
Oh, that's great. I love video.
I know, and in fact, there are so many video improvements. After this commercial break, we'll talk about those next. Stay tuned. We're cutting to commercials. Yeah, okay, we're clear. Jordan, look, okay, your presentation was a little bit better in that last part, but I thought you were an actor. Your presentation is horrible.
I'm just like a guy who shoots video. I'm not an actor.
You know how important it is to me to get onto a shopping channel network. Is my dream. You know how much I love to cook. I want to sell non-stick cookwares and knives that just don't need sharpening. You're ruining this for me right now.
Red light, right light.
Welcome back, viewers. And, you know, if you're just tuning in, Jordan and I were just discussing the awesome video capabilities of the new Nikon Firmware 2.0 for the Z9. Now, Jordan, don't you find it frustrating that more cameras don't shoot the raw video format?
RAW can be kind of a pain, like you always have to drag around an external
Right, but
recorder.
the Nikon Z9 records internal RAW.
The file sizes are also kind of a challenge a lot of the time. Really big files.
They still take up a lot of space on the cards. God, there's just no pleasing you,
Like
is there?
I have a few cameras that can record raw video. I just find I don't use it that frequently.
Well, you're wrong, Jordan, because it turns out that 9 out of 10 people on the camera forums love raw video, and they're never wrong. So let me introduce you to the groundbreaking, innovative new Nikon RAW format. It is called RAW.
NRAW?
All right, folks. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. I know you want a lot of raw formats. Now let's say you say, Chris, I absolutely need to have 8.3K up to 60 frame per second raw format. Well, with RAW, you get that. But you might say, okay, well, what about 5.4K with a super 35mm crop? You've got that. Let's say you want 3.8K with a 2.3 crop factor. You get that as well. Now let's say you want a raw format, 4.1K, but uses the full width of the sensor. You got it.
You may experience a significant loss of detail when using 4.1K RAW mode when compared to oversampled compressed 4K recordings.
I did also have one more question, is with the editing on that, you know, it's got EDIA support and DaVinci Resolve, but what about, like, I like to use Final Cut, and then there's other people using Premiere and Avid. Are there any raw video options for them?
You can. Nikon's not going to leave you high and dry. They incorporate the option to record ProRes RAW.
Really? Internally?
Yes, internally.
Like up to 8.3K?
8.3K video is not available in ProRes RAW mode. Final Cut users may experience frustration, anger, and chronic feelings of depression.
So I think we can all agree that the new RAW capabilities brought to the table for the Nikon Z9 are pretty impressive, with very little compromises. Small ones.
But I don't always shoot RAW, so for someone who's shooting a lot of 10-bit compressed, like myself, are there any advantages to this new firmware, Chris?
Oh boy, are there ever. I mean, you know, if we looked at the original 4K footage from the Z9, it was nice and sharp, but when you went to 60p, it was a little soft.
Yeah,
it was a little soft.
I would say it was a little soft,
It was
yeah.
a little soft, right? Well, I'm happy to say with the new firmware, you now have the option to record a compressed 4K 60p oversampled.
Oh,
It
sweet.
is beautifully sharp, sharp enough that you could cut every vegetable in your house instantaneously. So how much sharper is that 4K super sampled 60p footage? It has double the sharposity factor from the old footage. Now, you do still have the option, if you want, to record without super sampling, but I can't think of a good reason why you would ever want to do that and give up all that sharposity.
And are there any overheat issues with the new 4K 60p?
There are not. In fact, I recorded up to 3 hours record time before I got bored and realized that I needed a nap.
Wow.
Recording oversampled 4K 60p may result in reduced battery life and more frequent visits to a charging station.
Are there any other video features I should look out for?
Oh, there are, Jordan. Here's one that I know you're going to love. Waveforms.
I love waveforms.
You've been asking for it, and Nikon now gives it to you. You have waveforms on the Z9.
That's fantastic. It's the best way to meter a scene. Do I get like multiple sizes of waveforms?
You get 2. That is multiple.
Okay. Can I move them anywhere I want in the frame?
No, you can't, but they're in a very convenient position on the screen.
Okay.
Did I mention you can resize them in 2 different ways?
I mean, that's still really awesome.
Yes, it is.
Can I use it for photography?
No, but I don't think that scientifically that's even possible. That's probably why no manufacturer has ever done it before for photography.
Okay, well, that's still a really big deal. Anything else, Chris?
Well, yes, there's another feature I'd love to talk to you about. You ever have that situation where you go to record a scene, you hit the record button, let's say hypothetically you and I were doing a YouTube show together, right? And then we realize that the scene just hasn't recorded because you maybe hit the button twice or you misstepped it.
Happens to me all the time, Chris.
It happens to the best of us, but luckily the Nikon Z9 now brings up a wonderful and impossible to miss red frame around the entire
those are
board.
great. I love when cameras do that.
I love this feature. It's fantastic and you just won't mess it up. Now, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of features that we just didn't have time to cover, but if you look at them right here, you'll see them zip by the screen really, really fast, or go to DPReview.com and you can get all the details. Wow, it has been quite the experience. I mean, wow, right?
Wow.
Just wow. Jordan, are you floored?
I'm absolutely floored.
Viewers at home, are you floored? I mean, I know I am. I mean, basically Nikon has just given us twice the camera. They should have called it the Nikon Z18. Right? Am I right? I mean, this is just an incredible achievement. Now, Jordan, here's the best part. If I was going to ask you, how much would you pay for this firmware upgrade? What do you think?
I mean, it's twice the camera, so I would say twice the price of the camera, $11,000 US.
Right, and that would be a steal.
Right.
But we have a special offer for you. April 20th, you go online, we are going to give away the Nikon Z9 firmware for $0.
What are you talking about?
We're crazy, absolutely crazy. $0. You could even double that price. It would still be $0. I mean, this is quite the achievement, so don't miss out on that. Well, that is the end of our show. I hope you guys order this amazing product, and I would normally thank my assistants on this show, but Jordan did such a terrible job, I'm not going to thank him. But I certainly want to thank you viewers at home for watching, and in order to get that $0 free firmware, I should point out, you do need to subscribe to DPReview TV in order to get that amazing price point.
Subscribing to DPReview TV is not required to get Z9 firmware for free, but it would be nice.
Thank you so much for joining us with Cameras with Chris on QVC, the Home Shopping or DPReview TV.